Welcome to the RadioU podcast. Coming up, the dangerous things we did as kids that probably should have killed us.
Also, the space movie that you need to see.
All that and more on the way next. What is the creepiest mascot of all time? 8772 RadioU. For not like a sports team mascot, but like an ad mascot.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people would say Burger King, including Burger King themselves now. For years, they ran with the creepy king that would show up in their ads on TV.
Yeah.
And that was off-putting to many people. Only now, after the king has been mostly retired from being in any ads, for the most part, since 2011. It's been that long, but occasionally he'll resurface. They bring him back up. But Burger King just admitted that they decided to get rid of the creepy king mascot because it was scary and off-putting to children and made families then in turn go to McDonald's.
Oh.
Because McDonald's doesn't have any creepy mascots.
I was going to say, that's funny because I was going to just point out that the one that I was always scared of as a kid was Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, Ronald McDonald is scary as well.
Yeah, I was scared of anything clownish, and so Ronald McDonald kind of has that clown vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was a little scared of him too, but I was just a kid
and he's got a hamburglar around that could steal your burger.
Right.
The double whammy.
I was just scared of mascots in general, though, as a kid. I never liked mascots. Any of them.
Like,
even
if you
at
went to
amusement
Disney
parks.
World, you
Yep.
didn't want to hug Donald Duck or
Nope.
anything?
I wanted to stay far away from any of the mascots.
Did you ever like throw any like fits or anything like that?
No. I just
Did you
was,
ever attack a mascot?
No. If I was afraid of one, I certainly wasn't going to attack one. I was just more like, keep me away. I don't want any pictures, none of that.
When I was at Disney World, one of the times I witnessed a child, not anybody I knew, just a random child, but Scrooge McDuck was walking through the park. And the child runs up to Scrooge McDuck and says, "You're not really Scrooge McDuck," and kicked him in the leg.
No! Yeah. They do say that happens quite a bit. Kids kicking mascots and like trying to punch them or something. So, yeah, that's unfortunately a little common there.
Yeah, but the point is, Burger King admitted this was their chief marketing officer, Joel Yashinsky. He's new at Burger King. He just joined on this year. But he said that we moved away from the creepy king because it had limited appeal. And then there's a lot of other stuff that, like, I guess this guy's been talking about as the marketing officer, where obviously, like, families with kids are the number one thing that Burger King is trying to attract, which is why they decided eventually to get rid of the creepy king.
Yeah.
Because he was scaring families with kids away. And so now they're trying to get back to attracting families with children. He's saying Burger King is this. This is such a weird way to put it. Burger King is now discovering that they can tap into kids' meals paired with toys and are able to undo the weird association with the creepy king that drove families away. You're now discovering that kids like toys?
Just now figuring that out?
But wait till you hear this. This one really got me. This really hit home. Then they said their number 2 target demographic is young men. And they say they've started rolling out combos and deals targeted specifically at young men at Burger King who want cheap burgers and are typically less discerning with what they order.
Oh, wow.
Now, you wait just a minute, Burger King. I think I'm pretty discerning, which is exactly why I don't go to Burger King.
All right, do you consider yourself a young man?
Yeah, I do consider myself a young man. What else would I be? I'm not old, and I am a man.
I don't know if they mean you in their target demographic, in their second target demographic.
You know what? I have not gone to Burger King in a long time, and it's because of this kind of thing.
You're like, I'm not going back?
Yeah, especially not if they're going to insult me like that. Discerning with what I order. It's kind of the week of the blowout in the NFL this week. 8772 RadioU. What was your top headline from this week of NFL football? A lot of bad games. The Colts beat the Raiders 40-6. The Ravens got blown out by the Texans 44-10. And the Cowboys blew out the Jets 37-17. 22 is bad.
Yeah, but also we had some close games. I mean, the Patriots, they came back against the Bills. You saw a close game against Denver and Philly. And so I feel like there was still equally close games. And then obviously the Thursday night game went to overtime.
Yeah. And there was one good game yesterday that was really competitive, and that was the Buccaneers and Seahawks.
I don't know if I would just say there was one good game.
That was the good game.
There
yesterday.
was multiple close games. What are you talking about?
What other game was close?
The Patriots-Bills. That was a 3-point game.
Okay, I didn't stay up for that. And also the Patriots were in it.
And also Minnesota-Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, that was too early for me. Buccaneers-Seahawks, not only was it a good game from quality of the teams, and it came down to the last second, but also, did you see the uniforms? They were both wearing throwbacks. It looked like the 80s. It looked amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I didn't get to watch most of this game because I was playing pickleball. But I did have my eyes on it for a little bit. And yeah, it was a close one. I mean, Philly went out there and had a decent lead. I think they were leading at one point, like, I don't know, 14-3 or something. Like, they had a decent lead. Denver came back and won that game.
Yeah, and once again, in the Philly and Denver situation, we pick an agreement, and of course, we get it wrong.
Yep.
There was another close game yesterday. This is the one that nobody should have been watching this because both teams are horrible. The Titans and Cardinals.
This was bad.
It was so bad, especially the only reason I cared about it is because I had the Cardinals in my survivor pool. So I'm dead. The Cardinals were up 21-3. They could have scored another touchdown, but their running back, Amari DeMarcado, had a 76-yard touchdown run that wasn't because right before the goal line, he dropped the ball.
Yep.
Not like it got knocked out of his hands. He just did the classic Deshaun Jackson move that somehow players are still not learning from, where he lets go of the football at the half-yard line, and then it rolls out of the end zone, which means it goes to the Titans. Why is he still in the league? Why is any player? And this is not the first time this happened this season.
I know. This is crazy to me. How have players not learned that you cannot do this? First of all, it doesn't look cool. You look stupid.
Yeah.
You look like an idiot. Don't do this. Have you not seen all of the college players getting absolutely ripped to shreds over the past 10, 20 years because they did boneheaded moves like this? Why would you then take it to the professional realm of the sport and do it there? You're supposed to be a pro. What are you doing?
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying this, but it is true. Like, you have to cut this guy. You can't
let that stay
there
around.
There are a bajillion other players that may not be quite as good, but won't make that mistake that costs you a touchdown. And it brings one of the dumbest rules in the NFL is where if you're about to score a touchdown and you lose the ball, like you fumble, and then it goes out of the back of the end zone, the other team gets it.
Yep.
That's a dumb rule.
It's in college, too.
Except when it happens.
Right. This is the
you
one
deserve
exception.
it. You deserve it. And that was the only dumb play, too. The Cardinals that's not bad luck. That's just stupidity. But the Cardinals also intercepted Cam Ward, the Titans quarterback, fumbled the interception, which was then kicked into the end zone for the Titans to get a touchdown. The Titans scored a touchdown on a play where they were intercepted.
Yeah, that's nuts.
This is how just chaos this game was.
Both of these teams pretty incompetent, obviously. So yeah,
they should both be relegated.
Right. If we had relegation, they would be. They
should be playing in the what's the league called now that's in the spring?
I don't know.
The UFL, the XFL, whatever. This
One
is
of
where
those.
they don't even belong there. If you ever run into any workplace issues you need help sorting out, email mornings@radiou.com for our segment Fired or Hired, where Allie and I are happy to help. This one popped up on Reddit, and I'm curious what our fired or hired advice would be in this situation.
But it's not a fired or hired.
It's not a fired or hired.
Okay.
Because this is just on Reddit. This is a guy who works as a shuttle driver, and he, at the dispatch office, he and a bunch of the other shuttle drivers, they have their lunch breaks at the same time. Mm-hmm. They only have one microwave. And so according to him, what typically happens is that microwave will break because it's being so much use.
Yeah.
And so he asked, and then sometimes it'll take a while for it to get repaired or replaced. And so he asked his coworkers, some of the other drivers, would you guys like to split a microwave so we have 2 microwaves to split up the workload on the main office microwave? And they said no because they didn't want to spend money on it. So he brought in his own microwave and put a lock on it so that nobody else can use it. How do we rate this this solution in this not fired or hired situation?
Very interesting. He took it into his own hands, but he did offer it to everyone else at the very beginning. He's like, let's split it, and then we can use it together. But no one wanted to join him on this. So, I don't know if I can fault him for deciding to put a lock on this. He wants to make sure it doesn't get broken.
Yeah, I think this is really smart of him. And I think, based off of how there's another layer to this that he doesn't mention, I don't think, in his post, but that I think is also important, is that if you he says there's often 20 people in the break room, they have their breaks at the same time.
20 people?
Which I've worked places where if there's certain settings where, yes, that would be the case where everybody comes and has their break at the same time.
Okay.
And so then what happens is, and this is why this is a secondary problem, there's such a long line for the microwave, even if there was multiple in some cases, that you just know, if I want to actually be able to sit and enjoy a lunch break in 30 minutes or whatever it is, I can't microwave because I'll spend half of my lunch break just waiting for the microwave.
Yeah.
And then my food will be too hot, and then I'll have to really eat it fast. Anyways. So this guy's solving multiple problems by bringing in his own microwave. And if he paid for it himself, and he doesn't have his own office because he's a shuttle driver, it's not like an office. Yeah. I don't really see what the problem is. All of his other coworkers may be upset with him, but it's a them problem because they didn't want to chip in to split another microwave.
Yeah, they didn't take up the opportunity. This guy was thinking ahead. He knew this would be the best time saver option.
He's a solutions-oriented guy. We like to see that.
That's what we love here on RadioU Mornings. And so, I think props to him. And he bought it with his own money, so he deserves to put a lock on it.
He's well within his right. It's his property that he's storing in the work break room.
That's the one thing I need to hear from him. Was this allowed by your managers or whatever? Can somebody go to the manager and say, hey, he brought in his own microwave. You put a lock on it.
Is somebody going to complain?
He's using company electricity. I don't know. What are they going to tell him and to say no?
It's a good question. I think if somebody was going to do that, they kind of suck.
Yeah, I was going to say they're going to be really petty, but they might view him as being petty for putting a lock on the microwave. I
just, I don't know. What else could this guy do? What else could he actually do?
I don't think there's much else he could do. And so, I don't blame him for doing this.
Except for eat cold lunch.
Right.
Which sucks.
No, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Recently, astronomers have discovered a rogue planet. Sounds like the plot of a sci-fi film.
Mm-hmm.
This rogue planet, though, is experiencing a rather unusual growth spurt.
Planets can grow?
Yes, they can. Particularly rogue planets, because they're often formed out of, the dust around them. And this could be cosmic dust that's the cause of maybe a star collapsing or something like that. And so they'll form from that. And there's a certain process that happens where it's basically they're eating this dust around them and growing from it. Well, this particular planet, which is located around 620 light years away from the Chameleon constellation, it's going through this process really rapidly, the most rapid that we've ever been able to witness. And so it's growing very, very fast. The growth rate, it's the strongest ever observed in any planetary body.
Wow. So you're saying it's just eating up everything in sight, and it's becoming exponentially larger because of that in a way we've never seen.
And it's a little scary because this is a rogue planet, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically a planet that's just free in space. It's not orbiting around a star. So it's free to go wherever it wants.
So it could come here.
It could.
How come that I see sometimes stories about this. How come this never happens like nearby?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm not worried about this rogue planet, which, by the way, this rogue planet, its name is Cha 1107-7626.
That sounds like a rogue kind of name.
Yeah, Cha-Cha out here going rogue. I'm not worried about this planet. But, the idea that this could happen around us, near us, because we're in space, like this could happen. That's a little bit more scary to me.
Well, what a way to go, though. What if, a rogue planet
just comes and chomps us up?
Yeah, we're all worried about like asteroids and stuff like that striking Earth. Like that would be what ends us. There's no chance we would have anything, like we couldn't stop this.
I don't know if we need to be worried about it as in the sense of like completely eating us up, because it's binging on gas. So I don't really know if there's much that it would eat of Earth,
Yeah. What would happen? I mean, would it burn us up or something? Like it would do something.
That's what I wouldn't know.
Or
is
mess
like
up our orbit and
if there's
sling
like
us
a
off
collision or something. Because obviously this isn't like a rocky planet. This is a gas planet. And I think at this point, this particular planet is a little bit larger than Jupiter. So it's quite large.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
And just getting bigger.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like there's some good your mom jokes that we could have used in this.
Oh, no.
So wait, how far away is it?
I don't know how far away it is from us, but it's 620 light years away from the Chameleon constellation, wherever that is.
Okay, that was not helpful.
It's not helpful
at all
to me. I don't know what the Chameleon constellation is.
It blends in. What is your favorite part of the second round of the MLB playoffs? Let us know, 8772 RadioU. I'll tell you mine. My favorite thing is that the Blue Jays have scored 23 runs on the Yankees.
I literally was going to say, I was like, my favorite part is that the Yankees are getting absolutely destroyed.
They are getting smoked, and they're now on the brink of elimination. That's an obvious favorite. That's number one. But number two is this video from last night. The Seattle Mariners got their first win in the playoffs.
At home.
Yeah, since what, 2001?
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of their fans weren't even born. And like they've never witnessed a home Mariners playoff win. And so the video of the one fan crying.
Aww.
It's a guy, ironically, I guess you could say, wearing a Savannah Bananas hat. They're about to win the game, and he's crying in the stands. And his, I'm assuming, wife or girlfriend takes off his glasses so that he can cry and gives him a hug.
Oh, that's so adorable. I didn't see that.
Yeah, you have to check it out here.
Oh, that's so cute.
So the Mariners are now tied 1-1 in their series with the Tigers. They got the win last night.
I want them to win that series so bad.
It was a game against the Tigers' ace, Tarek Skubal. So that's a double whammy of getting a win. That's going to feel really good, even though they also lost to the Tigers' bullpen in game one. Not great, but it's equal. Yeah. It's equal. They still got a great chance, and at least they're not the Yankees down 2-0 and allowing double-digit runs a game.
Yeah, I was going to say, just go to Detroit and get the split and then bring it back to Seattle and get the win. Your fans will be so happy to have a Game 5 and win it all, to move on to the ALCS. That'd be huge for Seattle. And if you go sweep in Detroit, they'll be happy there too.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be... it's been fun at the MLB playoffs, except for the Red Sox getting eliminated. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
I just can't get over the Yankees, though.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty wild.
Like, what happened to him?
I don't know.
Yesterday, Max Fried started.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be their ace. He's had such a great season. He pitched great against the Red Sox, and they also lost that game. What is the deal last night? The Blue Jays put up 13 runs.
I think the Blue Jays, they're just teeing off. I think they just have the momentum right now, which is good to see for a team that was on a bye. Mm-hmm. Because as we saw with the Mariners, the bye sometimes just does not work out for all the teams. It's the same with the Phillies. They ended up losing late, a comeback win against the Dodgers that they had against the Phillies. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Brewers looked great against the Cubs in Game 1, but now they have I think Churio's out. That's not great for them. He's their leadoff hitter. He got hit, I think, in the hand in game 1, but we'll see. They have game 2 for both the Dodgers, Phillies, and Cubs, Brewers today.
And the Brewers are pitching somebody that I follow baseball pretty closely. I've never heard of this person.
Who is it?
Aaron Ashby.
Oh, I've heard of Ashby.
Well, apparently he's a relief pitcher, so I guess they're doing a bullpen day too.
Must be.
The second game into a series, and you just had a bye, and you're doing a bullpen game?
Yeah, that's kind of surprising that you would have Peralta and no one else. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Brewers, you had a bye.
They didn't have a lot of big-name pitchers, though. But yeah, I'm confused by it. But hey, they're up 1-0. They were the best team in the league during the regular season, so you can't argue with the results. It's time for our Monday tradition, the box office breakdown, letting you know what made money and what didn't in theaters over the weekend. We also love to hear your reviews. What have you watched recently? It doesn't have to be something brand new. Just let us know what you've seen at 8772 RadioU. Allie, you remember the weekend watch list, the new movies that were coming out this weekend?
I mean, it's been a minute, but maybe.
If you had to guess, what was number 1 in theaters this weekend?
Oh, man. It's been such a long weekend. I'm very tired. We've had the fundraiser. I don't remember.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't a movie that we covered in the weekend watch list.
Really?
Because it's a bit of a unique release. But number 1 at the box office with $33 million is Taylor Swift, the official release party of A Showgirl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lifetime of a Showgirl. What's it called?
The Life of a Showgirl?
Life of a Showgirl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
Swifties. I don't know.
She did the rare accomplishment of having the number 1 album in a weekend and the number 1 movie in a weekend. Some other artists who have done similar things and weren't able to pull this off include Prince and Whitney Houston.
Wow.
So pretty rarefied air, pretty rare company for Taylor Swift. Although I don't know if you've listened to any of the album yet, and I'm saying this as a Swiftie, it's kind of mid.
Really?
Yeah, not exactly her best. Maybe it will take time to grow, but I think, and I'm not alone in saying this, it's just not her strongest album.
Maybe it's because she's better when she's just dealing with heartbreak.
I know,
and right now she's incredibly happy.
Maybe she just doesn't have the same kind of inspiration.
Her career is over. She's getting married.
That's right. It's the worst thing that ever happened to her. Coming in at number 2 in the box office was One Battle After Another. That's the Leonardo DiCaprio, Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Yes.
That came out last weekend. That made another $11 million. So in North America, it's at $42 million, which is okay. The expectation is this will be a
Oscar
contender and continue to make some amount of money for several months. And then number 3 was The Smashing Machine, which we did talk about in the weekend watch list.
Yeah.
That is the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's pitch at trying to get a Best Actor nomination, which I don't think he will get. The movie did not have it didn't have horrible reviews, but not great. And it only made $6 million too. So not exactly a box office blockbuster.
Yeah. I feel like other than us talking about it on the show, though, I have not seen any promotion for this movie.
Yeah. I don't know. They definitely weren't showing commercials for it the same way they were for One Battle After Another.
Yeah, I was starting to see that get ramped up a lot.
Maybe because they knew that this Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie just not that good.
Yeah.
Not really worth promoting. What have you watched recently? Let us know at 8772 RadioU. Allie and I each have some new things to report on that we will let you know about coming up next. I did want to point out too real quick, Good Boy, the dog horror movie, as in the horror movie from a perspective of a dog.
Yes.
Came out this weekend, but it was a more limited release. But it made over $2 million in that limited release. So
I love to see it.
Yeah, that one seems interesting.
It does, although I'm a little scared to watch that one.
I know.
Because the dog is so cute.
Yeah, but you know the dog's going to make it, right?
I'm pretty sure the director confirmed that the dog would be okay, but I don't want to see the dog frightened.
Yeah, that's right. Marcus texted in at 8772 RadioU. He says, next weekend should be interesting because Taylor Swift would be going up against the new Tron movie that comes out next weekend.
That's right.
So it'd be Taylor Swift versus Disney. I don't know if the Taylor Swift thing is continually like after this
Going
weekend
on.
going on.
Yeah.
Also, the Tron movie, I do want to discuss it when we get to the weekend watch list and everything, but everything about the Tron movie confuses me.
It looks terrible. I have to be honest.
I don't understand the idea. Like, why was Disney like, we should spend a lot of money on a movie about Tron, which is a property that I don't think many people have a lot of awareness of at this point.
Yeah.
And let's make Jared Leto the star? Because that usually seems to go well.
It's mind-boggling, Disney. I don't get it.
And then we're also going to promote the heck out of it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of trailers for it. Although I don't think it costs them much money to put trailers on their own stations.
Yeah, probably true. Still, I've been confused about that. Allie, what have you watched recently?
I watched 2 movies over the weekend. Finally, I have something new to report on. And that was, it's spooky season, so I'm getting into a lot of horror movies. I finally got to see the new horror movie that came out earlier this year called Bring Her Back.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an A24 film with Sally Hawkins, who I love her because she's in The Shape of Water, which is one of my favorite Oscar-winning films. And it's a movie that has a lot of, leaves you with a lot of questions, and some of them are answered by the end of the movie, and then some of them are not.
So, you're like, did they bring her back? Will they bring her back?
Yeah,
Can they?
I don't want to give any spoilers, so if you want to watch it, go watch it. It's better to not know anything going into it, but just know that the ending, you might not be fully satisfied. And then the second movie I watched,
because you don't know if they brought her back or not.
No, but I don't want to answer that question. No comment. But the second movie I watched over the weekend was a film I've never seen before. It came out in the 90s, I believe. But it was a wild time, and that is Mars Attacks.
Yeah, I've watched Mars Attacks.
Man.
I remember being scared by seeing that when my dad watched it when I was a child.
Okay, yeah. I was like, what was scary about it?
No,
but
it's not actually scary.
It's not. It's actually hilarious. And apparently it was a box office bomb when it first came out. Now I feel like it definitely has to have a cult following because the cast in it is absolutely wild. You're talking about mega stars, like you got Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, Sarah Jessica Parker, and just like Pierce, like you just have people showing up all over the movie, and you're like, how are these people in this movie? It's a Tim Burton film.
Yeah.
Danny Elfman is composing it. Like, it's crazy. It's a wild movie. If you've never seen it, definitely take the time to go watch it. For some reason, Tom Jones shows up in the movie. And but yeah, Danny DeVito's my favorite part, and he's like a really small role. Like, he has like maybe 10 lines and yet still has top billing in the film. But I highly recommend it. It's a great time.
Apparently the budget was $80 million for Mars Attacks. That's 80 million 1990s dollars. So that's
a lot of money.
More money now. And I'm going to say that it did not make that back probably anywhere. It says it made $101 million at the box office. So
yeah. And guys,
I mean, there's been worse flops, but that's not good.
Not good. I only mentioned like 3 or 4 people in it, and yet I didn't even hit half of the stars in this movie. It is filled with stars.
Well, we got a lot of text here at 8772 RadioU. William says, I watched FAQ about time travel, which is a B British movie, but still fun. I've never heard of that, but especially if it's a comedy, I'm always into British comedy. Jocelyn says, I am so pumped about the Tron movie.
I'm so glad that someone is.
Yeah, there must be somebody out there for Disney to make that. I'm glad that you're excited. And Brandon said The Long Walk was pretty good. Solid 7 out of 10.
I want to see that one too. It looks very intense.
Yeah, I'm concerned if I will be able to handle that. I'm getting started on a Halloween. I haven't really watched much yet, but I am trying to get started on a Halloween watch list.
All right.
Which will not be true horror movies. It will just be stuff that fits in with Halloween. Like Hubie Halloween. Like, that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
772 RadioU. Let us know what you've watched lately. The big story of the weekend in college football has to be Penn State losing as like a 25-point favorite on the road versus UCLA, who hadn't led all year, right?
They hadn't led all year. They
8772 RadioU.
They were 0-4. Huge like spread that was given for Penn State to win this game. I think they were at least a 3-touchdown favorite.
Yeah, and they go down on the road to UCLA Allie, Penn State was considered a lock to make the college football playoff coming into the season.
And now they're not in the top 25.
They're probably, because maybe if they run the table the rest of the way, I'm sure they would be in. But the assumption is they couldn't beat Oregon. They can't beat UCLA, or at least they didn't this weekend. And they still have to play Indiana and Ohio State.
Yep.
They have to lose at least one of those games. And so Penn State's not even going to make the playoff.
No, very unlikely route for them now. So it's going to be a tough thing. And I think you texted me this over the weekend. Is James Franklin going to get fired? Like, at this point, what else has he shown you? Mm-hmm. He can't beat the big guy. And now he's showing you, like, there's maybe even some scenarios where he can't beat the little guy.
Which always was never a problem.
Yeah,
never been a problem with Penn State or with James Franklin.
So if he's starting to lose the locker room where they can't even focus to beat UCLA, like, this is a bad sign.
Yeah, I think, obviously they didn't fire him this weekend.
No.
You have to give him out the rest of the season and see what happens.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think they'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But if he misses the playoff this season after they made it to the semifinal and almost made it to the finals last year, then I think you probably may have to move on. I don't know who you move on to. But
this is my question. I am critical of James Franklin because he always comes up short in the big game. He always has. But he always is getting Penn State at least in the position where they can be in the playoff, and you can't take that for granted.
No,
you can't just assume. I don't know who you're going to bring in. I mean, literally, look at Florida right now. Look at some of these other teams. Look at some of these other USC.
Yeah,
another traditional power that it's like, and now Texas. You just can't take for granted that you're just going to be able to bring in the next coach that hasn't failed you yet,
right?
And just and then everything's going to be perfect.
Yeah,
it's not that easy. So I think you have to see if they kind of crash out for the rest of the season and wind up 8-4, 7-5. I could probably be talked into if I was a Penn State fan wanting to fire him. But if they go 9-3,
I was going to say, I think there's a good chance
and have a respectable finish.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance they'll split against their two best games left, which are Indiana and Ohio State. And so I think there's definitely a shot that they could be 9-3 and still be considered for one of the spots because there's a lot of carnage left to happen.
Yeah.
As we saw with Texas losing to Florida. Carnage is going to happen because, you're just never guaranteed a win. You have to go.
Yeah.
This is why we play the games. This is why we don't look at just the spread and say, yep, this team should beat this team, and so this is how it's all going to play out. No. Let us play the games, and you'll see some of these teams that are favored, they're not going to go out there and get the win all the time. And what we've seen from Texas and Arch Manning is it's like, you can have all the preseason hype in the world, but you have to go out there and prove it.
Yeah. I will say, while Arch has not lived up to the hype, first of all, Florida played well.
They did.
I thought this whole season that Florida's they have a lot of talent.
Florida played great against what is supposed to be one of the best defenses in the country. They were throwing the ball all over that Texas defense.
Yeah, it was really the one receiver who's been out for Florida all year. He's a freshman. Dallas Wilson was amazing.
He was
He just couldn't be stopped. So Florida, they would have to run the table to even have a chance at making the playoff, but it just shows you what they're capable of.
Yeah.
And then for Texas, though, again, Arch Manning didn't live up to expectations, but also he was not getting, and the Florida defense is nasty, and he wasn't getting any protection. And what I'm finding more in college, and I feel like we should know this, but like we base so much of our preseason expectations on who the quarterback is.
Yeah.
Where in college, even more so than the NFL, everything else on the field is not even. And so the quarterback can only do so much, even if he is great, and Arch Manning has not been great yet, and I'm not writing him off long term. Based off of that. But if you're struggling to block or struggling to run the ball, then that the quarterback can't fix that.
All I know is Warby Parker wants their money back.
Congratulations to Nick Saban, who now has a crab named after him. 8772 Radio U. Obviously, Nick Saban, a football coaching legend, particularly in the state of Alabama. And a recently discovered extinct type of crab that was discovered in Lowndes County, Alabama, was the paleontologist that discovered it decided to name it after Nick Saban himself.
Wow.
They decided to honor him in that way.
Is it an honor? It's a crab.
I don't know. I think that's still pretty cool. But it does lead me to my question. Allie, if you were going to have a newly discovered type of animal named after you, a new species of animal, what kind of animal would you be hoping for?
Anything in the cat family.
Any cat.
Anything in the cat family. Particularly if they find a new snow leopard.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I would love that to be the Allie snow leopard.
You do love snow leopards.
They're so cute and fluffy and cuddly.
Okay. Yeah, you were really ready on that one. I, of course, would love almost anything to be named after me. I would definitely take crab, but I feel like an otter might be good for me.
Those are also adorable.
Yeah, they're very cute, but also troublesome, mischievous. I think that is very aligns with my life.
Okay.
So I think
is that how you describe yourself? Cute but mischievous?
Yes, troublesome, deceivingly annoying. And so I think that actually could, I think if there was a newly discovered otter, I think naming it after me would really encapsulate what the otter is about.
Yeah.
And what I'm about.
The Hudson otter.
Yeah.
I like it.
In this, I mean, for Nick Saban, the crab is, like, this is the scientific name, of course, right? So it's Costa Capluma nicksabani. So I guess for me, for an otter, it'd be whatever, Hudson RadioU, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I hope that they discover a new otter one day. And that somebody thinks to name it after me.
I hope so too.
What do you think the odds of that are?
Probably pretty slim. I feel like it makes more sense for them to find new species like in the sea, in the ocean.
Yeah.
Because it's like
a sea otter.
Yeah, but I mean, for a new species.
Like a giant one that was really big.
A giant sea otter?
Yeah, because like in the dinosaur times, everything was bigger, right?
I guess.
So like
I don't really know. I'm not an expert in any of that.
A dinosaur style like sea otter. Like it was the only mammal alive during the dinosaur times. Somehow. I don't know how, but.
Okay.
And they find it deep in a fossil of it deep in the ocean.
Oh, they find the fossil.
Right.
So it's no longer living.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, how cool would that be, though?
Yeah.
What if we discover like a Godzilla
new species
size?
that's just been like hiding under the surface?
Yeah, Godzilla style.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty amazing.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to worry about it. Is it going to kill us?
But, I mean, we've lived in harmony with it for so long.
Right.
And
but now
we
we've
didn't even know it was
discovered
there. Yeah. But we shouldn't mess with it.
No.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Congrats, Nick Saban.
Yeah, congratulations to Nick Saban. This is forever now in history.
Yeah.
Whenever people talk about this crab that's already been extinct for 65 million years or something like that.
Whoa.
They say.
They claim.
Whoever's discussing this, the scientists. What will be confusing is you'll go to like a museum one day and you'll see a fossil of this and it'll say
and you'll be like, Nick Saban.
Yeah, that's a weird coincidence. You don't even know.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.